were shepherds out in the fields, keeping watch over flocks by night. Before there were wise men from distant lands, guided on by a star so bright. Before there were angels to sing the song, was one for the singing all alone. Before you and I, or the stars in the sky, there was light, there was life, there was love. Before there were presents or Christmas trees, decorated in red and green. Before there were pageants with parts to play, recreating a manger scene. Before there were angels to sing the song, that one true light was always there. Before you and I, or the stars in the sky, there was light, there was life, there was love.
In the beginning, before anything had ever been made, He was there with God. In Him was life, and the life was the light of all people. A light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it.
Before you and I, or the stars in the sky, there was light, there was life, there was love.
A long, long time ago, God gave the stars in the sky, the countless constellations, the sprawling solar system, and among it a little planet called Earth. God made all these things, and all of the people and animals of our planet. Just over 2,000 years ago, when it was most needed, God gave another gift. God came down to be with us, to save us and show us how life can be lived.
God could have chosen anywhere as home. God could have chosen to build a palace that would have made the Roman Empire seem like nothing. But God chose to send his Son to be born among the forgotten, the overlooked, and the poorest. This is the story of God's greatest gift.
The story opens with a young woman in her home. Her name was Mary. Unless you look a bit deeper, there was nothing particularly remarkable about Mary. She was from a town called Nazareth, and she was engaged to be married to Joseph.
But to God, she was very important. So important that God sent the angel Gabriel down from heaven with a message for her.
Greetings, Mary. You are very special. God is with you.
But Mary found it hard to understand why the angel had come to see her. She was just an ordinary woman. She worried what the angel meant by the greeting. Seeing she was scared, the angel said to her,
Don't be afraid, Mary. God is very pleased with you. You will give birth to a son. You will call him Jesus. He will be called the Son of the Most High.
I don't understand. I'm not yet married. How can I have a son?
The Holy Spirit will come and give you a baby. People will call him the Son of God.
I am a servant of the Lord. I believe it will happen as you say.
Joseph, do not be afraid to Mary. To get married to Mary. Her child is from the Holy Spirit, and it's a boy.
Joseph was a simple man, a carpenter. He was exhausted from working all day and worrying about the new baby that Mary was going to have. He was not so sure he wanted to marry Mary anymore. So Gabriel had to tell him who this baby was and how important it was for them all to be together.
Emperor Augustus ordered a census to be taken throughout the Roman Empire. Everyone went to register himself, each to his own hometown.
Joseph went from the town called Nazareth in Galilee to the town of Bethlehem in Judea, the birthplace of King David.
He went to register with Mary, who was promised to marry him.
We traveled so far, our journey's been long.
But now we're in Bethlehem, where we belong.
When they arrived in Bethlehem, Mary and Joseph knocked on every door in the town, looking for a place to stay, but everywhere was full of people.
I'm full of frustration.
Did you have a reservation?
At each inn, they were given the same answer. Lots of people had come down to be counted, so the whole town was full. There were so many families to accommodate. Mary and Joseph nearly gave up.
Can you help us, sir? We have no place to stay.
There isn't room here. You must go away. We've got a place where you can all sleep. Our stable is warm and the hay is so deep.
It's clean and it's dry with no sign of danger. When your baby is born, it can rest in a manger.
If it's okay with the animals, it's okay with me.
During the journey, Mary was nearly ready to give birth to her baby. Although tired and weary, they were grateful for somewhere for the baby to be born.
While they were in Bethlehem, the time came for Mary to deliver her child. And she gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in bands of cloth and laid him in a manger.
Clap, clap, clap down the stony street. Clap, clap, clap down the stony street. Nod, nod, nod went Mary's head. She was tired and needed a bed. Knock, knock, knock went Joseph at the door. Do you have room for one more? No, 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 the innkeeper said. We don't even have one more bed. Wait, 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 the innkeeper said. You can use my stable for a bed. Shh, shh, shh. What's that I hear? The cry of baby Jesus, oh so dear.
The angel said Jesus would be called Son of the Most High. This was a very scary, difficult place to bring the baby into the world. I'm not sure if it was what they had expected, but as Mary looked at the sleeping baby in the manger, she knew that he was a precious gift.
Meanwhile, in some fields nearby, a group of sheep were grazing.
Keep us safe at night. And if there is a wolf, they will fight, fight, fight. Our wool is curly and our ears are small, and we have no tails at all.
A group of shepherds were keeping watch over the sheep. It was nighttime, and they had a long day in the hills, so they laid down their heads to rest.
Jesus, our brother, kind and good, was lonely born in a stable room, and a friendly beast around him stood. Jesus, our brother, kind
A group of shepherds were keeping watch over the sheep. It was night time, and they had a long day in the hills, so they laid down their heads to rest.
They were surprised, to say the least, to see an angel of the Lord appear in front of them. The glory of the Lord shone all around the shepherds, and they were terrified.
Wake up, there's no time to waste.
You see, these shepherds were just ordinary people going about their daily lives. They weren't considered very important. Nobody took much notice to them. So they were surprised when the angel spoke to them.
The baby is born? Of course we'll make haste.
Well, if this wasn't enough for the humble shepherds to take in, the angel was soon joined by a huge group of angels called the heavenly hosts. They said,
Glory to God in the highest heaven, and peace on earth.
What did awake me? With fear I am shaking.
Do not be afraid, we have news of great joy.
Do you think we can see the new baby boy?
Look at him there, asleep in the hay. Let us give thanks as we kneel here and pray.
Sometime later, more people came to visit, but they didn't come straight to the stable. These three important people, sometimes called kings, sometimes called wise men, were magi.
Magi is the same word we use when we say magic, and these were very clever people who knew all the secrets of the stars. They knew from examining the heavens that an important event was taking place. A bright star rose in the sky.
We all who are looking find peace everlasting.
The star brightly gleaming shows God is now living.
The baby who's born and now raised among us is God's greatest gift to the world all around us. Look at that star. It can mean only one thing. The baby is born and he is the king. We'll take him some presents, a sight to behold.
We'll take him some frankincense, myrrh, and some gold.
And they followed it to worship the person whose birth it foretold. They knew that the star heralded the king of the Jews. And where would a king be born? Yes, they went straight to the palace, but they didn't find him there. Then they saw the bright star ahead of them and followed it until it stopped.
The Magi saw the child, and they worshipped him. Each of them brought their special gift to give to baby Jesus.
And that's why we give thanks at Christmas, because we have been given the miraculous gift. Every year, people retell the story of Jesus' birth. This story reveals something very special about God, that he loved us so much, he came to live among us. Will you join us as we sing praises to God for the gift of Jesus' birth?
It's wonderful that you all could participate in this story with us. I want to let you know that the kids will be returning to the seats that they were sitting in for the program, and parents can meet them at those seats. You're welcome to stay and take pictures within the church where you would like to. And when you're done, the costumes, please leave them and take them to our fireside room, which is this room with the books in it, right outside the sanctuary, if you would return them there. You're welcome to stay for a few minutes. We have light refreshments that are available for anybody that is here to linger afterwards. So now receive this blessing. May God bless you with hope, fill you with peace, and may you know the love of God through his greatest gift to us, and that is Jesus. So go in peace and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.